Hi, my name is Simu Liu and I play Jung on Kim's Convenience. Best Chinese food in Canada is in Markham. Markham is a wonderful city about 20 minutes out of the downtown core, and it's like 90% Asian, and it's the best Chinese food in the country. Favorite thing to do in Toronto is exploring the new restaurants, because our food scene is really amazing. Depends on what coast you're on. If you're on the East Coast, pizza. If you're on the West Coast, tacos. My favorite Korean dish is it's a Thai, but it's Korean barbecue. It's between samgyeopsal and kalbi. I use Baxter pomade, and then I use hair dryer. That's it. I use no skincare. I'm one of those guys that just showers a lot and occasionally moisturizes. That's literally it. That's a good question. Thankfully, I've been asked to do a lot of charity games, and I say yes to all of them because I love playing basketball. I'm very competitive. I like to fancy myself as, pretty good, even though I'm not. But really, any opportunity I get to step on the court, whether that's to get to sing in a supportive capacity or to be one of the players, I'll take it. All the time. All the time. The secret to get those abs is to find a workout that works for you. I hate just going to the gym and lifting weights, but I love sports, so I have a very heavy regimen of just going out and playing sports because that's fun for me and I don't consider it a workout. And diet. If you had to cut one thing out of your diet, it should be processed sugar, because processed sugar is like the devil, and you should just not have it. Follow up. Okay.
Question. What's your cheat meal then?
My cheat meal is, I think I mentioned it before, but it's Korean barbecue. And it's got to be all you can eat, because, if it's not, then I end up spending way too much money. I need to be able to just order everything and just have it come. So Kim's Convenience is a heartfelt family comedy about a Korean-Canadian family in Toronto that owns a convenience store. We offer a lot when we shoot our scenes because we like to think that we're funny, but anytime we do a scene, we'll typically add a button or two, or we'll converse with the writers and figure out if there's a way to punch up a joke. I think that our writers are really amazing. They're really receptive to our ideas, and yeah, we love kind of putting bits of ourselves in there too. I think I need to talk about how amazingly talented Paul is as Appa, because he's been playing that role. For those of you who don't know, Kim's Convenience used to be a play, and when, from the very first showing of the play at the Toronto Fringe, Paul has played Appa, and Paul has played Appa through 500 iterations of the play, and obviously in every episode of the show. So when I have a scene with him, it doesn't happen very often, but when I have the privilege of working with him, and that camera turns on, he's Appa. Certainly I draw a lot of Jung's relationship backstory with Appa from my own relationship to my parents. There's a lot of similarities, a lot of the same kind of intergenerational kind of butting of heads, right? Yes, that is the question that we get asked the most, and the answer is always the same. I can't tell you, but I can say that it was a lot of fun to work on, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. I think season 3 is going to be our funniest one yet, and so take that to mean what you want it to mean. I mean, certainly there's going to be situations between the two of them. They have to definitely address what happened at the end of season 2, so you just got to stay tuned and watch. It's really, really amazing. I think this past couple of years has really been special for diversity and for representation. What that means is, yeah, there's no more kind of tokenism, this idea of just having this one character, one voice being representative of the entire race, right? We're in a situation now where there's all these different characters, and they're all so different. Jung is very, athletic and vain, but Kimchi is very, funny, and there's all these different, different characters, and each have their own quirks and idiosyncrasies, just like in real life. No, but I really, really badly wanted an anglicized name when I was a kid. Every single day I would ask my parents to change my name to Tommy. I know it was Tommy because Tommy was the name of the Green Ranger, and he was my favorite Power Ranger. A lot of Power Rangers fans in this room. I hated my name. I hated that I was different. But I think when you're a kid, you hate everything about yourself that makes you different, right? So for me, that was, for lack of a better term, my Asianness. It might seem weird to you, but when I actually got started in this industry, I was like, oh, I'm the only Simu. Like, that actually works to my favor. I'm not like, like a John Smith on IMDb where there's like 7 of me. I kind of like that. I guess I'm really influenced by great writing, and so Sorkin has always been kind of like the gold standard for me in terms of crafting a great story and a screenplay. And you know, to that end, like I've always loved David Fincher. I've always loved Spielberg, and I know those are like really basic answers, but I don't know. Those are the ones that influence me. I'm sorry. I'm a basic cinephile. I would love to work with Jackie Chan. He's been a hero of mine for basically my entire life. And the other guy that I would really love to kind of be on set with and kind of just pick his brain is Will Smith. Because Will, to me, is a guy who, you know, was a person of color coming up in a world where there weren't exactly that many opportunities for him, but he kind of found his way in, became the biggest box office grossing actor of his time, and just turned out hit after hit after hit. And I love his attitude towards life. I love his work ethic, which he's very public about. And you know, I think he's the benchmark for succeeding in an environment that is not conducive to you. So one is Sunfire. So Sunfire is a like way back OG member of the X-Men. He just never made it into the movies for some reason. I can't imagine why. But his name is Shiro Yoshida. He has a really, really cool backstory where he is basically raised as kind of like a terrorist with very anti-American values, and then goes to America to try to plan an attack. And then it fails, and he realizes that, you know, what he's doing is wrong, and then he kind of reforms himself into a superhero. Actually, when I first started out in this industry, because I knew that the film roles wouldn't just kind of fall into my lap, I started just like writing things just on a whim, and I sketched out this like 12-part series of a Sunfire perspective show, and I still have those files. It's very bad, but you know, I put a lot of time into it when I was like 22 and just getting started. And the other one I would love to play is Namor. Namor is probably a little bit more mainstream. He's a little more recognizable, but he's kind of like the Marvel version of Aquaman. And he could, depending on which comics you read, he could be interpreted as Asian American. It definitely would be a superhero. Growing up, I loved superheroes. I loved Power Rangers. I loved anything of that. You know, I loved larger than life characters who could save the day. But there was always this distance between me and the heroes that I saw on screen, because I knew that I could never be them. And you know, whenever we played on the playground, I could never be those guys because nobody ever saw me in that light. Work hard. Don't ever let the fact that things are not ideal for you deter you from pursuing your goals. You know, we don't have the luxury of just sitting and waiting for opportunities to come. We have to be proactive. And what we've seen with creators on YouTube, for example, who are very, very predominantly Asian, by the way, is that they've taken their lives and their lives and their careers into their own hands in creating content and writing for themselves, you know, and even in some cases being able to pitch to network and get their own shows greenlit. So I would encourage everybody kind of considering a career there to follow in those footsteps and to really, to be proactive and to build your skill set in multiple different areas.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.